Well, look at that. I am live. And I'd like to point out that right now, sitting next to me is Chuck. Oh, he's not here. He's late. Chuck is late. Chuck is a typical Los Angeles actor who can't be on time for anything. Oh, wait, here he is. I take back everything I just said. Chuck, you're a great guy.
Hi, buddy.
Chuck's working his way over. He just needs to set up the bar. Oh, look at your shirt.
Are we on?
We're on, Chuck.
To the mini of the fan?
Yes, we are
Hi,
on,
everyone.
and we already have some questions.
You do? Hi, buddy.
I'm going to turn on live on Instagram also to direct people over here.
What's this guy?
So that's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Chuck has not met Kevin, my dog, yet.
Nice. Sorry. Hi, buddy. So pretty.
Yeah, he's a good boy. So thank you for joining us. We are here to talk to you guys about what's happening with season 2 of The Disappointments, as well as take your questions. And I'm going to show you little clips from the season.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. Do you want to put that down, Chuck?
Yes.
Chuck brought drinks for us.
I brought.
Do you need to put anything together? All right, I like it. Ice is in the freezer.
All right.
So let me just check questions real quick here. Cavadango, howdy from West Hollywood. Hello from here in Culver City. Tim Mole says you're up late. Actually,
Do you like mezcal?
it's 3 p.m. in LA. For it looks like Steve 75. Yes, it's later there. I want to get into. If you're watching this on Instagram, by the way, go to my story, click on the link to YouTube, and watch it, and you can ask questions.
Glasses.
Okay, I'm jumping back and forth between these two screens.
I'll be right there.
So Steve says he loves the show and he's really looking forward to season 2. I want to get Kevin. No squeaky. I want to get this acknowledged right off the top. I don't know when season 2 is coming out yet. This is what we're going through right now. The show is done. It's amazing. And I will talk about that in a minute too. But we are currently, do you have to be so loud?
Sorry.
We are currently showing the show through an agency here in Los Angeles. So it's a really big agency. So if we're going to sell the show, we stand a really good chance because of this agency. But the problem is that they're only showing it to 3 or 4 streamers at a time. And then it can take upwards of 6 weeks before they even respond. So we've heard back from, I would say 6 or 7 so far. They've passed for various reasons, but there's about a good 12 or 15 more places for us to go. So, we're just going to keep plugging at it. What I'm going to request is that they don't send only 3 or 4 at a time. I'm going to, this week, say, just send it to all of them now. What's the point of going, here and there, just a couple? Because, if we're not lucky and if the show does not sell, I want to know, and I want to get it out to you guys because I'm dying for you to see it. I know I get a lot of comments from people who want to see it and don't know what's happening. And so this is what I'm telling you now. So we are sending it out to different streaming companies. We have heard back from around 6 or 7 who have said no. We have another 15 more to go to. I'm hoping this process wraps up by May at the latest. So either we sell it or we don't. And if we don't, we'll talk about what's up with that. But let's check out some questions here. Hello from Costa Rica. Hello from North Carolina. Sam Troxy is excited for season 2. I can't wait for you to see it. That was the UKers Dallas here. What was that referring to? Did I miss something? Instagram. If you're watching this, click on the link in my story. Come on over to YouTube. Thank you. Greeting from the Netherlands. This is really cool. We've got UK, Netherlands, Costa Rica, North Carolina, which is in the States. London. Oh, good. Lemonade. I will. Yes, we are making Cavadango says, make some delicious non-alcoholic drinks, healthy stuff only. Yes. Greetings from Guatemala. Look at this.
I like Guatemala.
Sean is asking, where is Trevor? He is not here today. Crossing my fingers for you. Thanks, Star. It's the new friends, Will and Grace. Thanks, Steve. You know what? When you see this season, when you finally see this season, you will see that the show has really, it's so much better than the first season. Not that the first season was great, but the first season was us with a very, very low budget, just trying to put together a show.
Mm-hmm.
The second season, still very low budget, but 4 times as much money. And instead of writing these short episodes, I wrote full 25, 30-minute episodes, 8 of them. So it's a season, it's a show. It feels like anything you'd find on a streamer. And
it's really funny.
Chuck, you may remember him from season 1. He has he's in an episode where James, Gary, and Ray go to an open house, and they're going to the open house because they just feel kind of shitty about their lives, and they want to fantasize that they live in this amazing house. And they get there, and this is the realtor who meets them. Realtor. Sorry. James isn't here, but he would scold me.
Sure.
It's not realtor.
Realtor.
He's the realtor here, and he's very skeptical of us. He's skeptical of the fact that Gary's trying to pass himself off as being a wealthy TV star. But he and James have a couple of little moments that I was so tickled by and enamored by. And plus, I just love Chuck. He's my friend.
Comedy gold, as we refer to, as James and I refer to it.
I refer to it as comedy mold.
Or some people say comedy old. It's all comedy, though, but it's good.
But they just had fun chemistry on camera and off. And I utilized that in the season. So I'm really excited for you to see that storyline. So Chuck is a major character in Ignacio Vasquez is a major character in season 2. Mm-hmm. Let's get back to
there's a lot of notes you have along here.
This is my job. Yeah, exactly. A bunch of stuff I have to.
I hope I don't spill my
healthy cocktail.
Smoothie.
Joey says low budgets are great. Less is so much more. Great dialogue. Thank you. Greetings from Puerto Rico. Okay, we're covering the world here. This is nice.
The talent speaks for itself. You don't need the big budget as long as the talent's good, right?
Yes. There was a request by one of our producers who handles all of our social media and our YouTube channel and our TikTok, and he's asked me to ask you guys to subscribe to our channel. We have 57,000 subscribers now, which is really great. But we're trying. It helps us to sell the show, to be able to show that we have a lot of subscribers. Okay. So please subscribe. And there's super chat and super thanks and all of that stuff. So please, check that out if you have that. We'll see your messages more clearly if you use that. But trying to get back to them, we have, where did I just see?
Borrowing Rich's glasses. His head is much bigger than mine. So that's why they look cute.
You know what? And the funny thing about them is, Chuck, they're not prescription at all.
Which is exactly why you need them.
They're just, now they're prescription because I have my other glasses on underneath them.
What are these, 1.5?
Richard is wishing us luck. No, there's no prescription.
Richard Green.
Richard Green's wishing us luck.
Richard Green.
Thank you, Richard. We were going to be enjoying your particular brand of libation, but Chuck says that's evil, so we had to switch to
devil's
something
to me.
Down under the border. So back to questions. Cavadango says Chuck's role, Ignacio, is so terrific in season 2. So just to talk about season 2 for a second, I went on a ski trip for a week. Kevin, stop squeaking.
That was really me.
He's got a squeaky
Sorry,
toy.
Kevin.
Yeah, that was his.
That was actually me.
That was his squeaky vagine. I went on a ski trip, and there's a whole bunch of guys there, and they all it was for my birthday, so they're being very generous, and they all wanted to watch season 2. So we binged it. And I got to tell you, we had a screening where we saw the first 3 episodes back in September, and it was pretty amazing to see the show with an audience of about 180 people, and people were laughing and cheering, and it was super. The reception was great, but to sit in a room with a group of friends was kind of nerve-wracking. But they freaking loved it, and every episode we'd finish, and there would be this conversation. What was really interesting is there's a whole bunch of different story dynamics going on, and people were shifting in, like, for instance, at a certain point, at a certain episode, people were like, oh my God, I hate Ray so much. He's so fucked up. And then later,
all the time.
but later on, they were like, oh my God, I feel so much for Ray. I feel so like heartbroken for him. So that was really cool to see how the episodes and the storylines, the dynamics of it all keep shifting, and you don't kind of know who to root for.
Well, that's the brilliance about the show, is that that's going to go right to his head. Is that I think everyone can find something to relate to in all these characters, even the tiniest little roles. It's all relatable, and they'll find something. And a sidebar, to show something that you've written is the most vulnerable. You feel so vulnerable in showing to it. It's even more so than acting. From my own experience as a writer, baby writer, to show your friends or anything, it hurts. You take it. It's so personal. It's worse than performing, critics, whatever. But when you write something from your heart, you're very vulnerable, and so tread lightly, people.
I can take it. Yeah, I can take it. But when you're in a room with your friends, and you can hear them breathing, and I will tell you this, there is something that happens in episode 7 that I was just sitting there, like, not sure what people's reactions were. They're on these couches and love seats and everything, and I just started hearing sniffling. They were crying.
And how bad it was, or how good it was?
They were crying.
Kidding.
You.
Kidding. Which one was episode? Is that the last one?
No. Episode 8 is the last one. So let's get some questions. We're missing some questions here. I
can't see anything without these huge glasses.
Brandon, I shaved my beard on Christmas Eve.
By the way, happy belated birthday.
Thank you, Chuck.
Cheers.
That's really sweet of you.
75 looks great on you.
I know. Thank you. I can't believe
I'm sorry, 76.
Okay, I can't believe I'm here chatting with you guys. Season 1 was hilarious. I shared with a few friends and they thought it was funny. You know what? Thank you, Steve. I think one of the cool things, the way this show can grow, the way our subscriptions can grow, the way our audience can grow, is to share the show. So watch it and enjoy it, but then get your friends in on it and, like, spread the love, spread the news. Season 1, I have news about that too, actually, which we'll get to. Let's do some more questions. But remind me, Chuck, because I'll forget. What were you supposed to remind me?
Season 1. Something about season 1.
Star says, Ray becoming Dwight's stalker is everything I didn't know I needed. It's pretty funny. And interestingly, our group of friends who were sitting and watching it on this ski trip, one of our friends is...
stalker?
No. What is someone who's like 33? Are they a millennial? Are they a Gen Z?
They're Gen Z now,
They're
right?
Gen Z?
No, wait. Gen Z is...
If anyone knows, please inform me.
Yeah, they're Gen Z.
But his reaction was different. He was offended by Ray stalking Dwight, and thought that they shouldn't get back together and that Ray should be in therapy. No one else in the group had that reaction, but I just thought, it's really interesting how generationally this story can be interpreted differently.
That's true. Something for season 3.
Yes.
Well, you kind of touch upon it in season 2 with your work space.
Yes. So that's one of the ageism is one of the things that we deal with in season 2. And you can see it in the trailer that Ray gets a job in a writer's room where he is easily 30 years older than everybody in the room. And we mine that for comedy.
Easily 30 years.
Well, you have to remember that Ray is actually 5 years younger than I am.
Right.
Because, the camera
adds 25 years.
Whatever. I hate Chuck so much. The talent, the writing, acting, scene shots all spoke volumes. Thank you. Richard says, next time the gifts will be clear. You know what? I'm good either way. Whatever.
The gifts? I
The
can't see any of that.
the liquids. Really?
Any of that, even with these fake glasses.
Okay, I'm going to help you out with a pair of glasses in a minute. Sean says this is a great series. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay, PS says, when do we get to see season 2? Would anyone like to respond to that? I hit this right off the top of this live. Season 2, we are currently trying to sell it. It's a painfully slow process that I'm trying to speed up now. It's gone out to 6 streamers, 6 or 7 so far. They've declined the show. We have about 15 more to go to. Rather than just do it a few at a time, I'm going to push for it to be sent to all of them at once and just let the chips fall as they may. Because if we're going to sell it, we'll sell it. If we're not going to sell it, I want you guys to see the show. This has been painful for me. We've been done with the show since June of last year. And it kills me that it hasn't been out yet.
And it's really good. It's a lot of fun. You'll see. A lot of great characters, a lot of guest stars.
A lot of guest stars, a lot of great guest stars. I'm going to show you a couple of clips soon. One of the things that, one of the reasons why we're hell-bent on selling it is, one is to have a bigger audience. But the other is, it is so hard to raise money. I killed myself trying to get, we ended up with about $130,000. And a huge chunk of that was from one person, quite a large chunk was from one person. So that speaks to the difficulty in raising money. And we've done 2 seasons now where nobody got paid. The crew barely got like a fraction of their payment. The actors didn't get paid. We cheated on permits. We did a whole bunch of like guerrilla filmmaking.
Welcome to filmmaking.
Well, but the thing is,
I had even paid for this T-shirt.
While we will continue to always be trying to do it on the cheap, going forward, people have to get paid, which means I sat down with somebody to go over the budgets, and we raised $130,000 for an entire season of 8 episodes. Cheap, but people getting paid would be $100,000 per episodes. And season 3, I want to do 10 episodes. Math, please, $1 million. You know, there's no way we're going to raise $1 million at the rate that we raised money. People watch the show and they love the show, but they don't understand why they should contribute to help make the show. That's a legitimate outlook, but you can also say,
helps,
no, I'm just going to say though, you can also say it's a legitimate outlook to say that you don't understand why you should contribute to help make the show, but then the show doesn't get made, and then you get on TV. I don't want to trash other shows, but you get some depiction of the LGBTQ community that's, you know, it tends to be a little bit more cliche, and I'll stop there. I don't want to trash anybody.
Take a sip, Rich.
I know. The humor really was good. The timing perfect. Thank you. I hope that answers your question, PS. I caught onto the show recently. Do you think you would put together another viewing for the fans while you waiting for the series to be bought? It's
a good question.
I would love to do that. I don't know how to. If you have any thoughts on that, send me a message. The thing is, we can't show it if we're trying to sell it, because then it's been seen and then it's old and nobody wants to buy it. So blah, blah. Thank you for the happy birthday. We all want Ray and Dwight to end up together.
Do you?
Maybe.
Some of you do.
Baby boomers are leaving the workforce. The replacements are fewer in number. Reverse ageism on the horizon.
Reverse ageism.
Okay, I don't quite follow.
Reverse ageism.
I mean, I know what reverse ageism is, but I don't quite understand. Baby boomers leaving the workforce. The replacements are fewer in number. Reverse ageism on the horizon. Okay. If you want to restate that, let me know. In the meantime, we will move on. Sean hopes that Ray and Dwight will get back together. A lot of people do. Charlie says, hello, Rich and Chuck. It's great to see you both.
Hi, Charlie. My family calls me Charlie.
Shala. Rich RVG 202 asks, when you started the series, did you have a multi-year, multi-season outline already done? I did not. However, because I know these characters so well, I just knew that there was a lot of story to tell. And so it just all flowed. Like season 2 flowed. And as soon as season 2 was done with post-production, even before it was done in post-production, I was just like sitting around and like started making notes for season 3. And
But go back, because there was a moment where you didn't think there was going to be a season 2, but because of fans and everyone's you found the energy to do so, and now you're re-energized, and now you're thinking scene 3 or season 3.
Season 3, the oh my God, I can't even speak, and I've only had 2 sips of the healthy juice. To revitalize me again, this time would cost $1 million. That's a lot of revitalization.
It's a lot. It's hard. It's to sit down. My last short film, 7 pages that I wrote. Right now, it's almost complete. It's coming out thanks to Richard Green. Thank you, Richard. But that's close to $20,000 for 7 pages.
How many minutes is that?
9 minutes.
Wow.
Almost $20,000.
So wasteful, Chuck.
Not wasteful, but that tells you, that gives you the scope of how movie business
how expensive
works,
stuff is.
know?
And this is again with people not everybody getting paid, not getting paid their day rate. Like our cinematographer was getting paid $200 a day, I think, or maybe $250. His day rate is $2,000 a day. So he was giving us a massive break on it, but it's because he loves the show and he loves working with us. But we can't count on these things going forward, and I can't ask these things going forward. But that's season 3. It only ties to season 2. Going back to the question from PS, the reason why the show is not out yet is because we're trying to sell it so we can count on a real budget coming from a production company or a streamer, rather than having to scrape. That's one of the things we love. The characters and stories weren't typical to the mainstream LGBT. And, it's very simple. You know what that is because we are focused, our show is focused, and the reason why I wanted to do the show is it's focused entirely on characters who are over 50 years old. And the main characters are all over 60. And you don't see that. Our characters, our age, are usually sort of the punchline or the sad gay in the corner, or, the butt of the joke. But I hope Ray gives Gary the business about his new young love interest, since Dwight smelled like placenta. We'll see what happens there.
Kevin is very friendly.
Irish Kevin says, I can't believe that I've been following you guys as you were filming season 1 back in Gulp 2019. I know. This is it's so hard and slow to make independent projects, film projects like this. But thank you for following us, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. It's a mountain. It really is a mountain. Some days you make 20 steps. Sometimes you fall back 3, but it's a huge mountain to get it from writing all the way to the end result. It's a mountain. But it's
a mountain, but it's a joy.
It is a joy, and that's why everyone does it. We want to create. We love doing it.
But I think one of the things that's great is it's the process of creating, but then it's the process of sharing it, which we're being denied right now. I so badly want to get you guys to see this show. And we will, one way or the other.
One way.
Mute. If you, I see people are on Instagram, please Instagram people, go to the link in my story, click on it, come over to YouTube.
Should I be on Instagram?
You can if you want to be. All right.
Is that live? I've never done a.
So we have a question from, not a question so much, but we should talk about the amazing premiere in September. For those of you who didn't see the post about that, we had a premiere in September. It was designed to celebrate the cast and the crew and the show, and to have and to raise money for the LA LGBT Center, which we did. We did really well for them. But it was also to get interest from trying to find either a company to buy the show or to find representation, and that worked. And as I said earlier, the premiere went really well. The reception of the show was like, I literally was sitting in the back row, 2 doors away from the door, so ready to run out within the first 3 minutes if people weren't laughing. And people laughed right at the start. So it went really well. I mean, literally there were moments where people applauded spontaneously and cheered in the middle of the show. So that was great.
It's great to hear different reactions. You don't know where they're going to react, where you think it's going to be a reaction and it's really not. And then something that's not of importance gets a huge, it's nice to hear all the different reactions from everyone.
Well, especially when you're making something like this and it's so either in your head or it's in your computer and you haven't shared it. When it finally gets out there, it's almost like a whole different experience to have to share it and have people react. And it just, like I was talking about this ski trip, it brought a whole different perspective to the show that I wasn't even thinking about, the different reactions people had to my character being one of the people reacting strongly to, because Ray's problematic in season 2.
What?
Yes.
He is?
Well, he was problematic in season 1, but people didn't pick up on it as much.
I did.
Shut up, Chuck. What new scenes, locations would you like to do in the future episodes that you haven't done in seasons 1 and 2?
Ooh,
interesting
good question.
I have bookended in the first scene of the first episode of season 3. And then there's something big in the last episode. The first one would be, and we'd be there once or twice through the season, would be going into a really amazing nightclub, and with like lights and people dancing, and it's very sexy. And I won't give away what that scene's about, but that would be totally different, and that's expensive. Even more expensive is what would be the final scene, final sequence or episode that would involve shooting on a studio backlot and having crane shots of a mass of people doing choreography.
Could you have some of us do sing and dance. You could have a musical number. Right?
Well, there's a musical number in season 2. Right. Duh.
I forgot.
He choreographed it. I wrote the song along with David, our composer.
It's really good too. Wait till you see it. Can't wait for you to see it.
Can't wait.
Tease. I kind of would like to see a big pool scene, where you boys, how to deal with going into a white party situation, like the pool and the jacuzzi.
I'm happy to say that this show is not about that. We don't go to white parties. We don't go to. Sometimes that's covered. That's that they.
You relive that youth. Let's go out. Let's just try it one day.
There is a thing that happens with this nightclub scene that I'm talking about that flips that on its head. So maybe that'll scratch that itch. Okay. Chuckalunka, any memories on the series you did, Child of the 70s? No.
Yes, I love Child of the 70s. Another show that was really funny that didn't get and again, Michael Vaccaro, who created that, I think it was 5-6 seasons that he did out of his own money. The constant thing that we're doing now with with the Disappointments is to get it developed, and he put his heart and soul in it, and that was pure dedication and passionate. And speaking of Child of the 70s and the disappointments, Lynn Stewart, may she rest in peace, just passed, where she was playing my mother in Child of the 70s and was supposed to play my mother in the disappointments, but unfortunately she had to.
She wasn't feeling good that day. What was kind of amazing about that is we found out the afternoon before she was supposed to come in and shoot in for season 2, one of the scenes playing his mother. And we had a couple of hours to find someone to replace her. And we got this actress who's in season 1, and I'm not going to ruin it for you. So she's in season 1 playing a different character. You will not even recognize her. It's so funny how like she's fantastic. She's fantastic.
So good. But rest in peace, Lynn Stewart, who was an amazing woman.
She was in Pee-wee's Playhouse. Okay, let's get back to not to give Lynn the short shrift. We love Lynn.
Yes.
We have Hi Love. Oh, hello. It's my friend from up in Yosemite, the Yosemite area. I should be wearing my Ew People shirt. Ew People. What episode was the most challenging to write? A couple of them.
With the karaoke scene. Ow.
You need to like be careful what you say.
They don't know.
There's a flashback scene that shows what happened to Ray and Dwight in their relationship. That was hard to write. That it was hard to write and was hard to do. But anyway, I would say that is the answer. Michael Parrish says season 3 should have dating or relationship issues with long-term non-progressors surviving. Season 2 has that. You'll see. What special guest star would you love to have in season 3 that would be your dream?
Meryl Streep.
Robert De Niro playing Ray's
Pedro
father.
Pascal.
Well, I mean, thinking in terms of someone that we would actually have in the show, and someone who would be, would make sense as a character. I would say like, maybe Ray's family, like maybe Ray's brother comes to town and makes life difficult. In which case, I have been told before, less so with his white hair and lack of beard, but that I look a little bit like Murray Bartlett. I think he could pass as my brother. I would dream casting.
Actually, that would be a good episode if all the family members, I mean, I can't really say about season 2 because it does.
We've got family.
Some there, but it'd be great if some of your family, your family or James' family, James Campbell's family, somebody, kind of an interesting dichotomy if they were to all meet.
Oof.
And then I, in my character, could be like, yes, it all makes sense now. If B. Arthur was alive, she would play James's mother, James Campbell's mother.
I think it's more Estelle Getty. I love that you brought Stu back. He was hilarious, and Ray was extremely disgusted by his antics in season 1. So I can only imagine what's to come. Yeah, it's pretty great. Sam Pancake is so talented, and it's definitely one of my favorite things he does in season 2. So you'll see.
Quite funny.
Mike Justice, I don't know. We'll find out when we find out. It's such a huge leap for us to even be on a back lot. I mean, more than likely what we'd have to do instead is do, like, if we could afford a green screen and then paint in the back lot.
Or we can sneak on it guerrilla style.
Yeah, right. That happens. How long does it take to write an episode, and how does it get from the computer to the production? Oh my God.
Ooh, wow. That's
okay. So I wrote them pretty quickly. I think I wrote about an episode a week, which, and what was interesting about season 2 is I did not work from an outline. I did not really work from notes. I just had it in my head and just wrote it. We then had to raise money. That's a long stretch right there to get the money. And then when we finally got the money, We had to go into production in December, a couple of years ago now, and it was a drawn out production because of schedules, and it was the holidays, and I was working on my job, had to juggle that. So
Rain.
Well, we were never rained out, but we had to shoot in rain. We had to rewrite scenes to accommodate the rain, and it adds a lot of nice atmosphere.
Sure does.
In season 2, it was a very rainy winter.
Mm-hmm.
We have a reminder to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. This helps. The more subscriptions we have, it helps us in our efforts to try to sell the show. For those 23 people who are on my Instagram live, I'm going to turn this off, but please go to the link in my story to YouTube. Come on over and talk to us people on YouTube. I'm going to turn this off right now. Good day.
Good day.
I said good day. Chuck, keep talking.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, enough.
Okay. I was late because there was a lot of there was a big police something that was happening on Pico and Washington that I had to wait a little bit. That's it.
Okay.
I know LA is you never should give traffic as an excuse, but it really was.
And yet you do, and you just did.
So I apologize to everyone for being just a tad bit late.
I'm going to show you guys a scene. Now I'm going to do this in a way that is very crude because it will help us to not have the show put online. I'm just going to show it to you on my phone. This is a scene from season 2. Wait, I gotta unmute it. Hold on. Technology peeps. Okay, it's not muted. And it's, wow, which finger is it? That finger. Here we go.
Hello. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, you're not late. You're good.
Yeah, I just like to be the one to write first and sit and wait. Nice to meet you, Ray.
It's nice to meet you too.
He's so good, Marco.
John.
Yes, I was going to say John. It's nice to meet you, John.
So, I was really excited that you responded to my message.
Well, you sounded like a nice guy. You have a nice profile.
As do you.
Thank you. You know, I'm just getting back into all this. I'm only recently single.
Oh. So when did your relationship end?
Approximately 548 days ago.
So precise.
Yeah.
And no. At our age, that is way too long to sit on a shelf. You just gotta shake it all off and get back in the game. Clock is ticking.
Oh, yeah, no, I know that clock. You sound just like my friends.
Oh, well, I like them already. So when can we all have dinner? That was too eager, so shove it back in reverse. Beep, beep, beep.
Okay. That was part of a scene. I'm not going to show you the whole scene, obviously.
Marco de Silva is great.
Marco's fantastic. He was so good. So let's see what else came in while we were doing that. How long does it take? Okay. How long does it take to do all of that? I didn't give a time. I wrote the scripts in early summer. We shot it from December until the following off and on March, and then did a pickup in November. Okay. Have you had any bites on the body swapping script? No, I've been told by some people it's the funniest script they've ever read, but no, not yet. Michael Parrish, I'm almost 69. I'd be in season 3 for free. My husband is 66. We love the show. Nice job. There's nothing wrong with any of this. More. Like the song, but more gay.
Sign him up.
Like the song, but more gay. I didn't get that. Am I missing a musical theater reference?
Song?
Like the song, but more gay. More. Yeah, got it. That's what, Andrea. And what's her name? Andrea True. More. How do you like it?
More.
Yeah.
How I like it.
How do you like it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sign them up.
Okay, we're definitely going to have extras, so we'll stay in touch. Any advice for budding writers? I think one of the ways you can try to advance your career and get some notice is to get your scripts in writing competitions, but just find the ones that are actually worthwhile. You have to do a little research on that. But that's what I would do and read lots of scripts. They're so easily available online. If there's a kind of movie you want to write, a genre, find your favorite one in that genre, read it, see how it's put together, see what the structure is.
Discipline, honestly, I have a hard time writing. You're good at it because you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and you write for a few hours, and then you do your thing and you come back.
Yeah.
I think you really, because there's many distractions, there's many reasons that you would not want to write.
Yeah.
So if you dedicate even an hour a day to say, I'm doing this.
No, you got to do like 4 to 5 hours.
Sure. But you need to,
if you've got that time.
If you got the time, but dedicate, at least do an hour in the morning or an hour at night or however you can work it out. I'm bad at it. I have 3 projects that I'm working on that have taken 3 years because I'm bad at it. I mean, I'm bad at discipline.
You're bad at a lot of things, Chuck. Don't sell yourself short.
I know, but so many good.
RBS is asking, is there any more shade thrown by Leland in the second season? There sure is. Leland throws some shade at James. Classic form. Sublime 75. I'm incredibly proud of all the work you've done with the show and cannot wait to watch the new seasons. Love you. Got to go to Mexico vacation. Yes, you're on vacation in Mexico. That's awesome.
Awesome.
So
jealous.
I know. AK, that was great. You're referring to the scene, I hope. That was just one little scene. I'll show you a couple more soon. Ray is so emotionally unavailable. Yeah, he is.
So is Rich.
I'm emotionally available. It's just my emotions tend to be hate, anger, rage. Logo and Here have barely any original shows. So got to tell you, they unfortunately don't pay anything. They wanted season 1. They were going to license season 1 and they were going to give us $3,000. Like, there's just no way. Like, if we license the show, we have to pay the actors. It triggers the contract, and $3,000 is going to pay like 3 actors. So Here and Logo are just, unfortunately, one of them was interested in possibly coming in on season 2, and they said they could, the most that they ever pay is $60,000, and our budget was more than double that. So and they would have had exclusive broadcast rights to it, so it just didn't make sense.
I have to sneeze.
Control. Oh, good Lord, my ears. Star says, John's a cutie. I want more. The scene looked great. Thank you. He is great, and he will be back in a much bigger role in season 3 if there is one. John B, no, I have not reached out to LGBT actors for support feedback funds. It's, I wish the world worked that way, but I mean, I know some people, and if they were interested in helping, they would. And it's weird to ask friends like that, unfortunately. But you know what? There's one person I may ask.
Yes, I loved. Who is that? Irish Kevin?
You're jumping ahead, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just saw my name. That's
Yes, he was in Welcome to Chippendales for a little bit.
Yes, I had 2. There were 3 weeks. We shot that over 3 weeks. I was in the first 2 episodes. I had so much fun with that.
Did you have scenes with Murray?
I did. No, wait, did I? No, it was more. I know Murray from Provincetown.
Yeah, me too.
But it was with Dan Stevens was most of our, and Kamal. and it was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of improv involved. And it was during COVID times, so there were very strict rules and constant COVID tests every other day. But I had a great time. I loved everything. There was a lot of that series that was cut out, a lot, but I had a great time. I would do it again.
It's funny. There's a lot of Chuck cut out in season 2 of The Disappointments as well. It's funny how that keeps happening to you.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, Rich.
Yeah. Before there was a message that was up here that I missed. I want to just find it really quick. I'm scrolling through the messages. Just a nice person who always says hi. I don't know how to pronounce Arajo Dimas. He's in Brazil. Gato. Hello.
Hi, Kevin.
Boa noite, depending on what time it is there. Okay, getting back to there we got somebody else from Brazil. We're doing well. Thank you, D. Anderson. Yes, Joey, the Body Swaps script is real. I put it in there because I thought it would be kind of funny, and it's also sort of self-promoting. John B says Schitt's Creek started very small and unknown and exploded worldwide. That could be you. It could be. We just got to find somebody who will take the show on.
Right.
Let's talk about the show. Charlie, Colin, and Shirley are asking about the songs that we use. The music. So I'm super proud. I was super proud of season 1's soundtrack, and I'm super proud of season 2. Because we couldn't say this with season 1, even though it was true, but season 2 is now fully acknowledged as a completely LGBTQ sourced soundtrack. So everybody who performs on our soundtrack is one of those letters, identifies as one of those letters, and nobody got paid. It was the same sort of act of love where people just gave us their songs. And if the show sells, the contracts are renegotiated and they get paid. But it's led once again by Rod from Bright Light with some of his back catalog, but also a lot of his newest music, which by the time the show comes out, hopefully will still be his newest music. Who knows if he's got a new album coming out. He's fantastic, by the way. Bright Light. Check him out on YouTube or however you stream your music.
Kevin is so sweet.
My dog is sweet. He's a sweet boy. Okay. I'm going to show another clip in a second, but let's do a couple more questions. Yeah, I had to work it out, Michael, but I got the more thing. Let's see.
Randy Rainbow.
I don't know who Randy Rainbow is.
Oh my! What? He does all the political musical sketches on YouTube. It's hysterical.
Oh.
Check him out.
I'll look at him. I mean, the one thing about our show is I don't know this guy and I don't know what his material is or the tone is, but The Disappointments is very grounded. It's not super campy. Again, I don't know what this guy is.
You would.
I can still appreciate it.
Yeah,
I just don't know if it would be right for the show. Steve says, yes, we are still using Bright Light music, as I was saying. I love the song from season 1 on the beach when Ray's remembering his he's sad in bed by himself thinking about Dwight. That song is one of the most beautiful things, and it's that is the piano version. There is a full production version, but I wanted the piano version, which was really concentrated, focused on just the simple tune and Rod's voice. So, but you can find the more lush produced version as well online. I think you might have touched on this, but are we getting just flashbacks of the 12-month stretch, or are we going to see the demise of Ray and Dwight's relationship as an episode? It's a big chunk of an episode, but yes, you will see what happened. Yeah, my friends, when they watched that episode, it was really interesting to see how divided they were, how they felt about Ray and whether or not Ray and Dwight should get back together. Cavadango says we need an experience from Kevin on camera. We'll see. He's on the other side of me right now.
He's right here.
Kevin, come here. Come on, up. Come on. Yes, you can do it. You can come here. He's not a jump in your lap type of dog.
He's not.
No, he's getting very excited though.
He's got beautiful eyes. Yes, you do. Beautiful eyes.
Edward is asking if streaming picks up your awesome series and you have the budget, would P-Town be a possibility for a few shows like Bros did?
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Only if the storyline made sense for it. I don't know.
Kevin hates the camera. He's trying to take a photo. Look, he's giving me side eye.
Peter is saying, here is hoping you get picked up by a streamer. Love the show. Here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's Kevin.
That's Kevin right now, what he's doing. Okay, you got any more questions? Please share your questions. In the meantime,
that's where Rich and I met in Provincetown, actually, back to Provincetown.
Oh, no, we met in New York
Oh.
on a sort of a double date. I was with somebody that
Oh, that's true. I forgot though.
That was friends with Chuck and Chuck's boyfriend at the time, and he gave me so much attitude. I don't like to use the word douche, but it's so fitting.
I still give him attitude.
He does, but now that I know him, it's just ineffective.
Both Rich and I were there. Well, I lived there for 3 years. Rich was longer, but that's where we met in P-Town. We produced Michael Jackson's Thriller.
We did a flash mob.
Flash mob for 3 seasons, 2009, 10, and 11.
The Purist was the original, but yes, we did.
It really was. And you can see them all on YouTube. If you Google P-Town Thriller, 2009, 2010, 2011, you can see Rich's dancing skills. I taught him.
I would like to point out that I had
to teach
back
him.
surgery. I would like to point that out.
A long time to teach him, but he eventually got it.
I'm going to show another clip now. Just give me a moment to fix.
Load. Let's see if I can read any of these. Where did you stop? I'm on Facebook, Rich. Glad you got. I can't see it. I've been in front of the cameras.
Wait, I need these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rich will be right with you on the comments because I'm blind.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I hate it when it does this. Damn it. Okay. It's going to take me a minute with this. The piano version was perfect. I was in tears. Yeah, it was very effective, Steve. I agree with you. How did you all meet each other? Is that what the question was that you just answered? How we met in real life?
I didn't see the question. I just kind of said it. But again, we met we met on a train track on a train ride, right?
What are you talking
in New York? How we originally met?
Were we on a train? I don't remember that part.
I thought it was.
I felt that we walked into a bar and you guys were there. We met you at a bar.
Oh, but didn't we ride a train, a subway?
Maybe. I don't know. I kind of blocked it all out.
Yeah, I blocked you out as well.
Blocked it out.
But we became really good friends in Provincetown where we both lived.
Okay, guys, give me a second. I'm going to pull up. You talk.
Okay. How is everyone doing today? Happy Sunday. I hope everyone's enjoying their time. Thank you all for your constant support and with our show. And really, we hope to get it out to you soon. Watching Chuck struggle to read these comments is... Oh, thank you, Star.
I wish really I could tell you how to find my glasses. You know what?
It's really bad.
Go in that last drawer down the aisle there, and there should be the second to last drawer, and there should be some glasses in there.
Hold, please.
In the meantime, while Chuck is doing that, I'm going to show you guys another clip.
These?
Yes, those are readers, I think. No, they're prescription, but I don't know if they're going to work for you.
Star, what do you think about these?
Okay. Here.
Oh, no, these are worse.
Oh, come on.
Lorena, why are we going to a thrift store? We should be heading to the studio for a costume fitting. You seriously trust those studio hacks to dress you? You think they know what looks good on our bodies? I am not letting some dumb white girl dress all this lusciousness in a caftan. I got lady curves to accentuate. Oh, don't worry, I got you too. We're gonna find some fly street chic for that tiny booty.
Okay. That was Lorena, who is one of the great additions to season 2.
Mm-hmm.
She's played by June Carroll, and she and Gary have a whole bunch of scenes together.
Hilarious
And dramatic. There's some dramatic stuff between the two of them too. And June is so good. This was a character that I wrote that, I was thinking of like, oh God, who's the black actress? She was in The Help.
Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer.
Yes, Octavia Spencer. I kind of had her in my mind just for a model, but then June read the. She's a friend of Getty's in real life, who plays Gary, and he kept saying, "You got to see June. You got to see June." And she did a reading, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is it."
She's funny.
She's funny. She's touching, effective, fierce. She can dance. She does that on screen.
Does she?
Yep, she does. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with her. So let's just see any more questions. Yes, Star, they have great chemistry, and yeah, you're right. In the trailer, they have great chemistry, and throughout the entire show, they have great chemistry. And I'm real happy too, because Getty as Gary gets to really shine in his relationship with June, Lorena. Okay, one thing that you know what. This is really funny. I'm just going to say this because I was just interviewed for this new online talk show. And one of the questions was what do I feel about the term daddy? And I got to tell you, I hate it. I don't identify as a daddy. I don't want to be called daddy. I feel like it's a prefabricated sort of image that's just sort of shoved on me or anyone else who's called daddy, that doesn't take into any account the person, the personality, the whatever. It's just reductive. And that's just me. I know a lot of people just like live for it.
Cringy? What's that? Can I call you dad? Oh, okay. I don't mind. I think it's a form of, it's a compliment.
I get what it is, but I move on quick from it. So
yeah, I mean, I don't play into it. It's just, oh, thank you.
So you're calling me old?
Well, I just relate to you as old, not daddy.
So anyway, this is my, if you like to be called daddy, you're welcome to it. I have no judgment about it. It's just not for me. Okay. Any more questions? Because I do have something that I want to say, a little bit of an announcement of season 1 in anticipation of season 2, which is all the episodes they range from 24 minutes to 36 minutes. So it's much more of a substantial storytelling. We went back and took all the episodes from YouTube and re-edited them and put them back in their original format, how they were intended to be seen before I broke up the scenes for shooting to be put on YouTube, because we knew it was going to wind up on YouTube. So we put it all back together. We now have 5 25 to 30-minute episodes. That's season 1 with material that was cut, added back in. So there's some scenes between Ray and Dwight that are longer now. The things had been trimmed out for. At one point, there was a test screening, and I was talked into removing some things that people thought was offensive, or that it put them off of Ray and Dwight. And they thought, like, why are these two together? But you know what? To me, it was the heart of their relationship. So I was always disappointed that I cut it, and now I've had the opportunity to put it back in. So we are going to be re-releasing season 1 just on YouTube here, as I'm sort of cheekily calling it the director's cut. Because what else do you call it? It's the
good.
extended cut. I will be doing that soon. We just need to get the music re-cleared. So like impending very soon. Season 1, the director's cut will be up. So you'll see, as I said, scenes that weren't in the original. I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to ruin the surprise, but like the order of things have changed, particularly in the first episode.
It's very Taylor Swift of you, reclaiming your own.
Yeah. Yeah. But can't wait to see more scenes of James and the Muffin Man Chuck. Yes.
Oh, wait. Just you wait.
That's
a Hamilton song. Just you wait.
Oh, music theater.
More teasing.
It really doesn't need refactoring. It's great. Getty reminds me of John Hughes movies, but this format is so modern and just great. That bit where James was pinching the muffins and Chuck was taking them off, it was hilarious. Each of these characters were funny in their own right. So there's more of that. There's a lot more.
There's a lot more.
Just you wait. It's a very rich, twisted relationship that develops between these two. Hey, Stephen Black. If you don't get the streaming service of your choice, do you think you would turn the stories into a movie? It's not structured that way. It doesn't, like movies have a first act, second act, third act. While we do build to that last episode, and the last episode is a really big episode, I'd have to have a really long talk with our editor to see if there's a way to do it. And off the top of my head, it was written and conceived as television. And I think a lot of times when you do that there's no, it's just not, it wouldn't make for a satisfying movie.
Unless you had like a special Christmas movie.
Well, that's shooting a whole bunch of new stuff though.
Right.
Twigster took his message away. Message retracted. We'll never know what he said.
Damn it.
With Pride in 3 months, you will get snatched up quick. Daddy is still a thing. I'd rather look at the sun through binoculars than be called that. Well, my reaction isn't quite that harsh, but I can relate to that. There's a clip of James and Chuck's character in the trailer, isn't there? Yeah. I'm going to pull a little something up. I'll show you a little clip of the two.
Oh, but there's so much. I got to say that I love working with James Campbell. As much shit can I say shit that I give him. We have a really good time together and we work well together, and we just play, and that is so important. And I just enjoy it. I couldn't ask for a better co-star than James Campbell. And that's the only time I'm going to give James a compliment.
The good news is he's not watching, so he'll never know you did it.
He'll find me. He'll find me and he'll berate me. That's just the way we are. But I love him, and I'm thankful for him. Thanks for writing us together.
It was fun. You'll see.
Comedy, gold / old / mold.
Turns around.
Mother. All right, here we go. I'm just going to try to find this moment here. It's really hard to.
I can't see. There's
scroll here. Sorry, guys. Don't.
You and Chuck will always be young. Thank you, RVG. What is it?
Okay, this is going to be a Ignacio and James moment.
Finding people their dream homes. That's my life's work.
Here.
That's
Well,
Ignacio's mother.
I just wanted to pop in, make sure that the building hadn't burned to the ground. I'm off to see a client. Ciao.
She's torturing me. You see that, don't you? Telling me she's handing me the keys and walking away. And then she turns around and takes on more clients because it's her life's work. And she keeps doing it over and over and over and over.
I can see how this might be a little frustrating for you.
Oh, I wish she would just hurry up and die.
Wow. Okay. Look at the time. I gotta go. I don't want to be late for my meeting, but all of this, definitely good talk. Really good talk. Can you move forward just a little bit? I gotta get out. Philip's waiting. He's waiting. I don't want to be late. Look, thank you. Oh, wait. Hang on. Hello. I need this. Oh, jeez. Thank you.
And that was a little inside scoop. Rich told me to stay against the door and not tell James.
Oh, well, the whole thing was I told Chuck to go against the door and slide down. So he was a full body block. James was supposed to go out the door. James did not know Chuck was going to do that. So James had to improv his way out the door, which was really great. Worked out perfectly.
It was fun.
Thank you, Rich. We'll always be youngsters to him. You know what? You only got a couple years on me, I think, Rich. I loved how James checked out Chuck in the kitchen, and then Chuck's character checks out James when he's walking out the door. So that scene has another moment added to it. It's even better. So talking about the
re-edited,
the director's cut of the first season that will be coming out, that scene was one of the ones we went back to. Oh, SF Mistress, we're all such an inspiration. But what are we inspiring? David, our composer, says his favorite scene to score almost exclusively involved James and Chuck.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, I won't show that scene because that's one of the highlights of the show. I don't want to give that away, but it's
it's a good one.
It's so good. And
Those were fun to
it's
shoot.
a 6-minute sequence that is has very little dialogue and a lot of music and a lot of tomfoolery. We got a couple laughs, people loving what they just saw. Good scene. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's like Lucille Ball physical comedy. You know, he's more of an Ethel Mertz.
Right. What is this leather cuff doing here?
I don't know. I got that in the mail. Give me that. Did you pull from your friends' family real life experiences for your script? And if so, did they have issues with it? I did pull from some real life stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they've had issues with it because they haven't seen the second season.
Well, some in the first.
Some in the first, but you know, I think also a lot of people. One person had an issue with the way I depicted her, and it was supposed to be like a little cute love letter, and it wasn't really her, but she came around.
And it really was her.
It really
She's
was
just mad because it's too on the nose.
Exactly. That's how you see me.
That's how everyone sees her.
We're talking about the character that my niece played in the last episode of season 1. She plays the Raquel, her name is, and she is one of the caterers, and she winds up in this room alone with this guy who passed out, and there are lines of Coca-Cola on the table, and she finds a $100 bill rolled up in his hand, takes it, does away with the Coke, and then puts the $100 bill in her thing. So yeah. And my sister was upset too because she couldn't believe that I cast my niece in such a terrible part. It's like acting. Okay. Yeah, the Kevin is saying the thing with the bag happening twice. It's so funny because my editor, somebody said, is it too much? Like, you know, we shot it. We could have edited out that second bag catch. But I was like, no, it's not too much. It's like, let's just hammer it home. Yes, Raquel is the one who's giving James hell. And that was my niece. I was very proud of her. She did a great job. Okay, so we talked about season 1. Guys, look for, I'll post about it on Instagram, and I'll do some posts here on YouTube. It's coming up really soon. Again, I just have to clear the music, which is not going to take very long. And then season 1, the re-edit director's cut will be up. 5 episodes, new material. There's a couple scenes that are more, they're expanded. There's a scene, I don't want to say too much about it, but there's a scene I took the music out of, and it plays much more uncomfortably in a funny way now without the music. And that music was a Bright Light song, which I loved, but it just sort of softened the moment, which I prefer to not have it softened. The arrangement of the scenes can make such a difference to a storyline. Absolutely. Just a little hint, what happens in season 1, episode 1 is we meet all the characters much more quickly. So yeah, I won't say anything more, but it's good. Okay, Charles.
Yes.
Anything else to say?
Is that Mr. Bartender?
Mr. Bartender, time to refill the glasses. Yeah. I mean, we don't want to go on and on. I'll have one more.
Also, is there
Any merchandise
Merchandise.
available?
Yeah, because look, I have a rip in my shirt right here.
Good, Charles.
I should sew, and I sewed it once.
They're high quality shirts. I don't know how that happened.
I would like a hoodie, please.
We don't have hoodies.
Well,
I'm
I
not
said-
sure. I may have closed the.
my tattoo. I don't know why I just did that.
Yeah, let's see your tramp stamp, bitch. I have a. I was so upset by what Chuck just did by showing his tattoo that I forgot what I was going to say.
Stupid. It was the healthy drink made me do it.
Oh, merchandise for season 2. I think I shut down. You can find a link here on our YouTubes. If you just search a little bit in our posts, you'll find a link to our Indiegogo campaign. That may be shut down. If it is, you can. We have T-shirts left. We have everything. I don't think we have any smalls or mediums, but we have large, extra large, and XXLs.
I request a hoodie and I request baseball trucker hats.
We don't have any of those.
Well, we need to get them.
Okay. Merch store. Yeah, you know what? When the show's up and running, we will probably do something like that. So reminder, if you haven't already done it, please subscribe to our channel. I'm sorry, that's the healthy drink talking. Subscribe to our channel and keep checking back one more time for anyone who's coming in late. Season 2, we are going out to streamers. It's a very slow process. We have a really fantastic agency behind us. It's one of the big 4.
Thanks, Irish Kevin.
They've been taking the show out slowly, a couple at a time to a couple streamers at a time. And it can take a month or 2 months before they respond to us. So I'm going to request that they send it out to everybody. Just boom, send it out so we can get answers and find out, yes, are we selling or no? In which case we'll release the show, but I don't know. I may actually do a Kickstarter. Kickstarter is the one where if you don't reach your goal, you don't get the money. And it would be a Kickstarter for a crazy amount of money because people who work on the show need to get paid. And nobody has gotten paid so far. None of the actors, we have people who are getting paid $25 a day who work their asses off, $50 a day. And,
Not me.
Not me. I produced it. I acted in it. I directed it. I wrote it. 0.
But it's fun. It's worth it.
It is. Well, it is, but you can't keep asking people to do stuff for free. And if people love the show, which I think they're going to love it more when they see season 2 and they want more of it, it becomes all of us doing it together. And I'm talking like, if we got 1,000 people to give $100, is that $1 million? What's math? Someone know math? I don't know math.
I wasn't paying attention.
I know words. He's petting the dog. Anyway, Fiscal closure is a good feeling. It's validation. Yes, it's nice to get paid. And again, it's not about making tons and tons of money. It's just about paying people for what they're worth. And I want to pay the crew for what they're worth. I want to pay the actors for what they're worth. I take 9 months away from my job to make this show. So I need to like make ends meet in the meantime. So that's all. SF Mistress, yes, that's why we're an inspiration. You got passion, and yes, everyone got to get paid. I like that.
That's the goal. That is the goal.
Ooh, here's a good question. I'm sorry for going on. You know what? It's nice though. People are coming in and going out. We're just chatting. We're all friends here, right? We're friends. No, we're not friends. But we have a question from.
I just do things for free for him.
Cavadango says, "What did it mean for you for the first season to have won the Humanitas Prize? Humanitas Prize in 2022."
God, here we go. Big head.
Well, I don't mean to. Would you please get the award? It's over there. Kevin, stop.
Where's the work for real?
It's around the corner of the bookcase. Don't drop it. It's made of diamonds.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. It was very cool because no web series had ever won a Humanitas Prize before, and it was web series. The Disappointment. It's hard to read. Written by Rich Burns. You can see Rich Burns, right? And you know what? There was a $10,000 cash prize which I put right into the show.
Kind of heavy.
Yeah, heavy. The burden of it all is heavy. It was a big honor. I had the pleasure of bringing our composer with me to the luncheon at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Got up and made a speech, which you can find on my Instagram. Actually gave a good speech and was kind of pitching the show to the people there in the room. And yeah, it felt really good. I felt validated. I felt the show was seen and understood.
Why is this in your... Why do you have a bunch of ropes? What are you doing?
Why do you
here?
think I do, Chuck?
I mean, leather bracelets, rope. What's going on over here? And a vacuum cleaner sitting out. What's happening?
The vacuum cleaner is for the dog hair.
Mm-hmm.
What's the hardest part for you, Rich? Acting, directing, or editing? Well, I work with an editor. I don't edit it, but that process is hard. I love directing. It's very challenging to direct and act because, unfortunately, again, this comes down to money and budget. We didn't have video and audio playback, so if I'm directing a scene and acting it, ideally, I want to, as soon as we've done a take, I want to go back and look at the playback and listen to it and see how it is and see what needs to be adjusted. And we didn't have that. So I was relying on people to watch my performance. And some people paid good attention and some people did not as much. But that said, not to toot my own horn because I don't think of myself as an actor. However, I have been assured by people who have seen the show that I did a perfectly adequate job.
A perfectly adequate job.
Yep. But directing is my favorite. Writing is my second favorite. Acting is, I am Ray. So it's Ray. Rich is like just a little bit off Ray. So it's really easy-ish. Cavadango says the season 2 editor is terrific. He is. Serge. I love the fact that our editor is on the East Coast, straight, a former drummer from a hard rock band. And he got the show. He got the job because we were looking for somebody. We stopped working with our editor on season 1 when the show was done. And I just needed fresh eyes on the show. We found him, I think on Facebook maybe. And I loved his reel. This is the editor. I loved his reel and we needed a trailer. So I sent him the show and I said, I have all these ideas for the trailer, but how would you feel about watching the show and then coming up with your version? And he did. And 90% of the finished trailer for season 1 is what he turned in. So it was so cool to have his straight aesthetic and eyes and drummer eyes and his, You know, he's got this like shaved sides of his head with like a longer back mullet type of thing.
Yeah, he's really cool looking.
He's a very cool guy.
Good looking dude.
Down, Chuck.
He likes my scenes.
Well, we fixed them in editing, special effects.
Rude.
Rude. Salvador, yeah, I work out regularly, ish, pretty much, yeah. Joey says you did an amazing job. I'm going to take it that you're talking about me.
Thank you.
Ryan is from Ireland. He loves our show. Thank you. Which band is he from? He's no longer in a band. I don't know what the band was, but I'm sure. Gosh, you know what? I'll tell you what his Instagram is, and you can check him out. What's happening here? Instagram, Chuck's. Read questions. Talk to people.
I can't read the questions. Let's see. I'm from Ireland. I love your show. They said we sit down for a wee bit to crack. Isn't that what we're doing? Which is a conversation in Ireland.
A wee bit of crack?
Yeah, I think that's what the phrase is.
That's not what Whitney Houston was doing.
I know. No. Let's see. What band? Okay. Rich, do you still work out regularly?
Okay, thank you. You did a great job, Chuck. So
not enough.
This is Serge. Wait a minute. Wait for it. There it is. That is our editor's Instagram. Check him out. Serge Martinenko. If he's from Latvia, that's the other thing. I didn't mention that. He's from Latvia. Oh, look. Here we are together. Why is this so bad?
Because there you go.
Okay. That was at the premiere. So yeah, check out his Instagram, and there's probably some references to his rock and roll past. So I'm going to find one more scene as a treat for you guys. In the meantime, please, if you have any questions, queue them up now. For Charlie, let me repeat, please subscribe to our channel and set it so you can get alarms, notifications, so we can post and like, hey, season 1 is re-edits up, blah, blah.
Here's a question for you. What scenes would you like to see in season 3? How about that?
What scenes would I like to see?
Not you. I'm asking you out there, fans, supporters, thank you so much. What would you like to see, any sort of scene for season 3?
Pandora's box.
Open. Let's just see. Will you do any more of these lives in the future?
Yes.
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 Is that Steve? Is that Steve 75? I can't see.
Yeah, Steve 75.
Steve 75. Anyone you would like to see scenes of the characters that you've seen so far do scenes together?
You know what is interesting, by the way? You and I don't have any scenes together.
No, which one? Wait. Team Ray and Trevor here, but the journey is the adventure. Okay, fellas. See you next time. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, SF Mistress.
Thank you. Wow, there's a lot. Is there going to be any drama like slaps, punch? Yeah, let me slap Rich.
Right now.
Let me slap him. I'll do it. That's a great suggestion.
Steve says 75 says a wedding scene would be nice. Who would get married?
Who would get married? I would think Gabby.
Is there going to be a drama like slap punches like in a soap opera? Haha.
Yeah,
well, yeah. There is something.
I will slap him. I will slap Rich as hard as you'd like.
I think you're having too much of a healthy drink. There is something that happens in season 2 that might sort of fall into that genre of violence. Okay, guys. Chuck, ask your question again while I try to find a scene I can show.
Okay, the question presented was for you out there. Who would you like to see do a scene together, and what type of scene or sort of scene would you like to see from season 3? Lane Banker was a hilarious tragedy. Such a an overblown Hollywood exaggeration.
He is a fantastic actor. Joshua is a fantastic actor, and he has a moment in season 2 that will completely shift your understanding. You will have empathy for him. He did something, I wrote a scene that I was hoping would have that effect, and he just did such an effing good job on it.
Maybe there would be a fun. So James's character and myself and Getty is making the rounds, right? And then maybe the and Trevor's character, maybe the boyfriends or significant others should have a scene of like a bitch fest of complaining about you and James and the love interests of those characters.
I have something
to that effect.
Something much smaller scale that happens for season 3. But
who's your friend? Is he the one producing the show? Do you mean me? Is that what you mean? Romero? Santiago?
Romero, yeah. Who are you talking about? What friend?
If it's me, Chuck Saculla, I play Ignacio Sanz in season 1 and a lot of season 2. The love interest.
What's your name?
Oh, it's Sanz. I said Ignacio Sanz.
Vasquez.
Ignacio Vasquez. I don't know why I said Sanz. Oh wow, I'm looking forward to that. He's memorable. A scene stealer for sure. Star. Okay, possible scene. Here he goes. Flashback to Ray at a white party foam party. Well, we kind of touched on that earlier, right? But actually, it would be funny if the older version, you guys, would go to a white party and flash back to your first one, right? When you used to be cute and in shape. That would be funny. Thank you, Irish Cab. Oh yeah, I love Irish Cab. Cheers. Oh yes, now I remember. Thanks, Romero. Is Vicky in season 2?
Yes.
Which one's Vicky?
Aris. She was the one in season 1 who James threw the thing at.
Oh yeah.
In season 2, she shows up in the last episode and has it actually tees her up for season 3. She would have a much bigger presence in season 3.
Okay, flashback with other characters playing their younger selves, much younger, might be fun. Cross paths, right. Oh, it's Joey, very good. Where maybe Joe, Ray and James' character might have been lovers, and then James might have been lovers with Getty. Oh, it could have been you could have all been interested in each other at separate times, and that's why you became friends. Oh, good idea, Joey. I like it. And it could all be around a white party thing. Yeah, see, he agrees. And honestly, Ignacio could be there completely as a waiter or something like that before he became a realtor, something like that. How much of season 3 has been written, done? I can't remember if you said that.
I have not. It's all in my head. I haven't written any of it yet, but once I sit down to write it, it comes pretty quickly.
So he says.
Okay, here's a scene. This is Ray because we were just talking about him and because I'm such a fan of him as an actor. It's Joshua who plays Lane with Ray. And
Hello? Wait, don't just stand there, loser. Grab the other bag. But absolutely, yes. Let the wheel scratch the wood floor. Oh, Lord Jesus, it's good to be home. Oh, I see you ate all my food, deadbeat.
Well, I was totally going to replace that before you got back. This was an 8-week program, wasn't it? It's only been 3 weeks.
Correct. But at a certain point, it becomes overkill. It's like, I got this. People are broken records. Accountability, gratitude, make amends, higher power, blah, blah. Okay, next. And enough of the twice-a-day therapy sessions with all these sad little people sitting in a circle sharing their sad little stories. Boo-hoo. Just get over it already. It's time to put into action. And so I checked myself out. How's that job I got for you working out? You're welcome, oh, by the way.
And thank you, obviously. No, it's great. You know, until maybe something better comes along, something in live action.
You're lucky I found you this. You're not exactly a sought-after commodity. You're white, you're old. At least you're gay, although that's not checking off any boxes these days with your pronouns. What? You want one?
No. You just got out of rehab. Should you be drinking wine?
I was in rehab for coke, not wine. Wine is fine. Lighten the fuck up, Eeyore. And now that you have a paycheck coming in, maybe it's time you pony up rent for that cozy guest bedroom you've been staying in down the hall ever since your relationship imploded. Take responsibility for your life, right? It's one of the pillars of recovery. Oh, FYI, I'm having some friends over for a welcome home party. I'm making amends to you now, just in case you were hoping to get to bed early.
That's Joshua, who plays Lane, who's so fantastic. So yeah. Anyway, so like I'm just giving you like little scenes, and the show is so expensive. The second season, it's just so much bigger. There's so much more going on. Every character, all the main characters come together, but they all also go apart into whatever's going on in their lives. So it just feels like and there is so much more going on than there was in season 1. Hey, you two, just came off the speeches of the Liberal Party as my nation is currently under attack by your president.
So's ours.
Chuck, loved your work in the Matt Zarley videos.
Oh, thank you so much. I love Matt Zarley.
Rich, thanks for making 2 moose hosers from the Great White North. My compliments to you both.
2
moose hosers. Weirdly, I'm not sure is that a reference to Brother Bear 2, which had the 2 mooses from
up north.
What were their names?
Great White North.
Doug McKenzie and Rick Moranis. Anyway, I'm not sure what the reference is, but that was like perhaps you're bumping up against something that I know. Joey says, yikes. Steve says, yay. Star says he loves the way Lane talks. I do too. I love him so much. And as I said, there's a scene that comes up later in the season that he will break your heart. You will have he will become a person to you, a relatable person. Ryan K says, great scene. That lad is bitchy. Yes, Kevin, that is the guy who says, I'm not doing drugs by myself. So Ray is living in his house. And people have asked, what is wrong with Gary and James that they are letting Ray move into his house? It's because they live in tiny places. They don't have room for Ray. So Lane is someone who is in their orbit, who takes Ray in, offers to take Ray in, but it's always an offer with expectations on the person who does the offering. Just Ray becomes somewhat of a punching bag to him. However, again, the character redeems himself in a big way. Okay. Yes. So left at Albuquerque. That's so funny that you're talking about that you know about my Brother Bear 2 life. I for Disney they did a sequel to Brother Bear. I wrote the movie. It was nominated for an Annie Award.
Didn't you get nomination, an
For-
Emmy nomination.
An Annie Award, which is not an Emmy
Oh,
Award.
an Annie Award.
It's an animation award, but it's their version. It's their Academy Awards, and that was very cool. That was an honor. It was an honor to be nominated.
Bullshit. And an Annie nomination and a Humanitas Award.
And an Outfest Award for Best Unproduced Screenplay. I'm an award-winning writer.
You are. You can legit say that.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, we're gonna wind this up. Please let me know if you have any other questions. The news was there's a re-edit of season 1 coming out. That is the director's cut. It's got new footage in it. It's reorganized. It's no longer 11 short episodes. It's 5 full-length episodes now, back into the form it was meant to be. And season 2 is we're plugging away trying to sell it, and we have a great agency working with us, and I'm going to see if I can't speed up the process by having them send, instead of sending it out to a couple at a time, boom, send it out to everybody. So we find out it much quicker. Is it selling? Is it not selling? Because it's very painful for me to not have the show out there in one way or the other. If we do put it on YouTube, that could mean the end of the show, that there wouldn't be a season 3, because the amount of money we need to raise to do a season 3 is much higher. Like literally, like I want to do 10 episodes, it would cost $100,000 per episode. That's $1 million. The odds of, I mean, honestly, we had less than 400 people contribute to our fundraiser for season 2. When we raised $130,000. One person gave close to a third of that amount, almost, maybe a little bit less,
Wow.
easily a quarter. You know, it's doable if people see the value and see that, like, I love this show and I want these people to make this show. Therefore, I will give them a chunk of money. And I'm not talking about again, the math. I'm going to do the math right now. I said before, 1,000 people giving $100. I don't know. What is that? Chuck, do that in your head real fast.
Can't do it.
1,000.
But I can't.
times
Someone
100.
said,
Oh, that's 100,000. Of course it is. 1,000 people, 100,000. So it would take 10,000 people giving $100. But here's the thing about that. We've had well over, I think, 2 million views on the show. Anyway, it's a frustrating it's 10,000 people giving $100.
we'll get on it now.
I know the odds are very scary that we would not be able to do a season 3. But in the meantime, we will, everybody light a candle that we
Would you
set
light
up.
my candle? There's from Rent, right?
Yeah, whatever.
What is that? Okay.
Chuck posts on YouTube, love his short films.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I have another one coming out soon called FOMO, that Richard Green, who I think is on here. FOMO.
Hey, I contributed too.
Oh yeah, you did. You did. And actually, in my first short film, Richard's car was in it.
My car, my Subaru.
And she was credited as Sue Baru.
2 words.
2 words.
First name Sue.
Baru. But yeah, it's almost done. My next short film, FOMO. It's about people on their cell phones. My attempt to go for a walk outside to see if I'm attracted to enjoying my walk or just being on my phone the whole time. But you'll see it very soon. Hopefully this week, actually, it'll be completely done, but I'll have to play the festivals first. But very, very soon. It's very fun. It's 9 minutes of fun, complete with the soundtrack. You're going to love it. Love it. Thank you for.
Okay, let's finish up the questions.
Okay.
Thanks for your great content. Thank you, Andrew, Salvador, Flexing. Steve says, this has been awesome. I can't quite believe it. Thank you both so much. I can't wait for the director's cut and the other live streams. Thank you. There will be more. I'm going to do a live stream with Getty in a couple of weeks. Edward says Tubi has a lot of Tubi has a lot of LGBTQ shows. Fingers crossed for you, Rich. Your show deserves mass exposure for the over 50 demo out there. We were turned down by Tubi. Now, we were turned down by Tubi to be an original that they would then produce more seasons. Where the Bears Are, Kevin is saying, is on Tubi now, but they're just taking it as an acquisition. That they're not putting more money into it to make new episodes.
That's done. Where the Bears
where the Bears are done.
Which is, what does that say?
Which production was better, The Disappointments or Where the Bears Are? We're totally different. I have huge love for Where the Bears Are.
Both great experience. Those guys are amazing.
So I'm bad. I can't think of names now. Was his name Joe? Is he the taller guy?
Yeah, Joe Deedle.
Joe Deedle.
Ben Zook.
I never met Joe Deedle in my
Cop.
life, and I contacted him when I was thinking about doing season 1 of The Disappointments, and I was contacting everybody I knew, everybody who I was aware of who made a web series, and he's a total stranger, and he agreed to. He lives in Palm Springs. He agreed to meet with me for half an hour. I drove out there, and he spent like 2.5 hours with me, and he was telling me about his experience. And he is one of the people who gave me the encouragement to make this show. So I have nothing but love. It's a totally different show, totally different tone.
But
it's
but still fun. I mean, still fun. Again, again, low budget. You know, I was on their sets, minimal equipment. You know, everyone did everything.
Yeah.
Acted, directed, edited. You know, very small.
Which is what we did.
They were great.
No, we had an editor, we had a composer, we had a camera guy, we had the different people handling the jobs, but everybody was pitching in wherever they could.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Watch what is that, FOMO? Watch the 90s film.
Denise calls up about the beginnings of internet and cell phone culture. It has an ensemble cast, which includes Liev Schreiber, Timothy Daly, and Alana Ubach.
Oh, I will. I'm notating that right now.
Thank you.
You can also see a trailer on YouTube for FOMO.
Yeah, look for that. Okay, I don't want to take up more people's time. We've been on here for 1 hour and 41 minutes, which is crazy. You know what? I blame it on the healthy drinks.
Oh, that's also another song by Jamie Foxx. Blame it on the booze, right? Blame it on the alcohol. Something.
I'm rethinking having Chuck be in season 3.
I'm ready.
Anyway, okay, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for watching the couple scenes we showed you. I'm so excited for you to see the show. I just can't wait. It's driving me crazy.
Me too.
It will be. I'll keep you posted. The answer is, I don't know when, but it'll be as soon as.
Adult beverage was margarita. The tequila was Cava de Oro. It's delicious.
I'm having orange juice.
Sure, with some tequila in there. Delicious.
Okay, that's it. Any more questions? Nothing else coming in? We'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you guys. I really appreciate you joining us.
Appreciate all the support. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we couldn't have made the show without you guys. Truth.
Literally.
Truth.
Sure.
All right, thank Musso Dave. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Good day.
Good day.
How do I shut this off?
Good day, sir. I said good day.
Bidet, sir. I said bidet.
Now, what is this about again?